Hello, my good peeps. Sean from Board World here, and today we're going to be making some additions to our trading village, kind of round this place off a little bit. So my plan for today is to build a concrete factory. But first, to have a concrete factory and actually make concrete, we're gonna need a reliable source of dye. So I have decided that since we can't just walk up to any flowers with some bone meal and get an infinite amount of flowers like you can in Java Edition, we're gonna have to build us a flower factory. But to build a flower factory, we're gonna need a reliable source of bone meal. So first, I'm just kidding. We already got bones from the mob farm. And this is the site for our flower factory. I've already went ahead and dug out the first layer just to kind of give you guys the layout. I'm going to go ahead and dig this thing 6 to 8, I think 8 blocks deep ought to do it. Then I'm going to take all that dirt and repurpose it around this hill over there because that hill looks stupid whack. I hate it. I'm going to go ahead and fix that thing up, do something special. Maybe we'll just pile a whole bunch of random crops all over the hill there and fill it in. I don't know, but for now, let's just get our shovel and dig out this hole. So as I am digging out the hole here, I am coming to realize I want to make this hole exactly 6 blocks deep. That gives us 7 to the floor, and I want a raised floor on the build. That'll be absolutely perfect. Now with the hole all dug out, all we got to do is get into our ender chest here, grab our redstone box, take that down in the hole with us, and then we are going to go to work and get this flower factory all built up. Come on, man. I'm trying to shoot a video. You mobs always standing in front of my camera guy. Ah, now where was I? All right, let's go. Now all we got to do is drop down, test it out. Let me know down below in the comments if you see any grass blocks popping out. Anybody? Anybody there? All right, next we got to put in this switch. So let's put our piston right here. And then we're going to get a redstone block. And then we're going to put it one space above that piston. Right here. Then we're going to put some blocks here. And then this piston is going to push that redstone block down into that piston. And then we turn the switch off, that piston will push it back up. We're going to put a repeater right here. And then that's how we're going to get our power to our entire system to shut off our minecarts and simultaneously turn on the flower farm. So let's just ring these blocks right down here like this. We need to break this block out because we need to put target blocks in these locations. Put a target block right there. Then we're going to put them torches back right like that. And then we're going to run some redstone just like that. And now we have an on switch for our system here. And now with the machine completely done, the only thing left to do is put some walls around this thing. Then we're going to go ahead and fill that ground layer in with some dirt. Now we're going to test this thing out on this poor unsuspecting swine. Look at that pig dance. Dancing pig, only in Board World, fool. Now I want to go over to this hill and just create kind of a general shape for my hill to make a more sloped kind of look all the way to the ground, so that way it's not so bulbous and sticking out. So what we're going to do is just run a little shape around here, and then also run a little shape around this side. Try to run that into the middle right there. And yeah, that looks a lot better than what it did. It's not just a big giant rock of dirt sticking out of the ground. Now there has some substance. Now we're just going to go over and we're going to fill this whole thing in with dirt. And then we're going to put some water source blocks in each of the corners, so that way we can take our hoe, we can run through, and we can just kind of sporadically till the ground right here. And then we're going to start off by putting a whole bunch of carrots, potatoes, melons, and random sporadic spots. And then we're going to finish it off, we're just going to fill the whole thing up with wheat after that, and this should look really, really good in a couple minutes. So after about 5 days, I've been on a 9-day run at the old ball and chain job, but this wheat has had plenty of time to grow. We got all our crops grown in on the hill. It just looks fantastic. We're ready to get back into it. I had some time to think, and I don't really like this setup. We're going to change this up, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about our future plans for the town. I want to get a little staircase going on once we get our concrete factory in right there. We're going to knock out a couple of these houses. I don't know which ones exactly, but I want that hill to slope and make that more gradual run up the hill. Get our wheat all set up, and then we're going to put our concrete machine right on top of this hill, right here in this spot. Right here, and I got everything I need for the build in this here red shulker box. The only thing I don't have are blocks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick little stroll over to our iron farm, iron factory, because I have been all week AFK at the mob farm for gunpowder for a project we are going to probably do later on in the episode. So I have an overabundance of iron. It's just been flowing in the entire week. I've been AFK while I've been doing oil changes. But back at the site, the first thing we're going to do is start with our very, very first smart piston. And these are very easy to build. You're just going to put a redstone torch, a repeater, and a block with some dust, running that back into that piston. And then every single time you place a block in front of that piston, it will activate it and it will push that concrete powder down past a water source to another smart piston, which is going to push the concrete up to a piston tower. That piston tower is going to push 6 concrete blocks into a piston wall, which will eventually create a large cube of concrete for us to easily harvest. Put our water source there. That looks really good. So I'm just going to get some more iron blocks and block this little area off. Next, we got to put in our second smart piston. This is the one that's gonna give us a line of 6 for the piston tower to push. We need a repeater right there. And for some reason, I'm gonna use a redstone block. I don't know why. Just a flex, who knows? We're just using iron blocks anyway. And to finish that off, we just need a block and some redstone right there. Let's test this thing out. Yeah, I would say that works just fine. Next up, we got to put in our little piston tower here. What we're going to do is we're going to build this 6 blocks high. It's not going to be like a huge cuber, but it's definitely going to be like a couple stacks per. And all we got to do left is put in our little ignition switch here. That way when a block hits the top of that tower right there, it'll send a signal and it'll push all of these pistons. We just got to get some redstone gear all the way down to the bottom. No problem. And then we're going to build our cuber. We're going to go 8 blocks wide. And obviously I want to make this thing 6 blocks tall. So that way we get the full cube. And then all we got to do is add a power switch here to the end. A little torch action like that. A little block action off of that torch right there. And then we're going to put a repeater action right there. And all we got to do now is run redstone dust from here to all the pistons. So that way when a block hits that bottom rail, the whole wall is gonna push just like that. And our concrete cuber is completely installed, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks good. I'd have to say it looks really, really good, but I'm not sure what I want to put around here. I mean, I do know I want to put a shack, but I don't know the design. So let's go ahead and get back over to our flour factory and start working on that. I've decided I've wanted a yard instead of raised floors. So we went ahead, cut out that top layer, and we're going to fill this in with dirt on this layer. So that way it looks like a yard. And then we got our building layout all set up. All we're going to do is pepper in this cobbled deep slate. And then we're just going to, you know, layer in regular deep slate for kind of a nice little texture on that floor there. It looks really, really, really good. I'm excited to get started on the build. So let's go. I got everything mapped out and ready to go over here. I'm ready to start throwing up this frame. I'm gonna start with these acacia logs that we're putting here in the corner. We're just gonna take these things, nice little 5 high, and we're gonna put those all the way around here. And then on the inside, we've decided to go with these nice moss blocks. That's gonna make some great interior wallpaper. I am excited about that. We're gonna do that on all 4 sides, and then we're gonna start knocking out our doors and our windows and getting that prepped up. We're gonna do some offset windows here on this wall. That'll look really, really, really nice from the outside and the inside too. Here we're gonna do like a little door to our flower yard, our yard full of flowers that we're gonna have. Little door right there. And maybe we'll do another window right here. Yeah, let's do another window right here. Get all those moss blocks, because I love them. And then here we're gonna do a fireplace. I just haven't figured out exactly how I wanna put it in there yet. So take a little peek. That looks good. We're gonna start getting our second layer in, and that looks good for the cover in the windows. We're gonna use a lot of walls for this build. We're gonna use a lot of walls, so we're gonna put walls in front of our windows, and we're gonna use walls to even frame out our door for this one. We're just gonna kind of get a layout. I don't really use too many walls, but we're gonna kind of experiment a little bit with these walls today and try to get something that looks really, really nice, something that looks more natural and less blocky. We're gonna try for that half block look. Add a lot of depth into this thing with only 2 layers. And then we're gonna do some polished diorite stairs, diorite walls. It's just kind of like a, you know, a little accent there on the top, because we're going to do also the same thing with our door frame on the inside here. And hopefully this is going to create type of an optical illusion, I guess, when you look at it from the other side, because those walls are sticking out above the bricks and the white's going to be behind it. But hopefully it looks like, yeah, kind of like the white is connected. It does kind of look that way. Nice. We're going to use some cherry fences for our details on the front, some cherry fence gates, if I can get them placed. I don't play Minecraft a lot. Cherry gates right there, and that looks, yeah, that looks pretty good. So for now, I want to get these windows framed up. I want to eat some lunch. I want to put the roof frame on, and we're also going to map out our fireplace and our chimney out here. We're going to go ahead and add some wall blocks for some depth. We're not done yet, but that's a good start. I want to real quick finish off the roof. We're going to just, finish that sucker off. I want to put in my fence for my flower yard. And I want to put in the doors. And we're going to use these fence gates because check this out. When I open this fence gate, look at how that looks. It just looks more circly. It does not really look blocky. And then I'm going to put a cherry fence gate up here for those walls. And look how it makes it like wavy. That does not look like Minecraft. So we are very pleased with that. We're going to do the same thing on these walls. I got green stained glass panes so that way they blend in with the moss blocks and it'll pull those walls and kind of give them that, just that extra little detail. Then we're going to do the same thing on the bottoms, but on the outside, just kind of give it that little S flow. Then we're going to go ahead and put the same thing over here. Now check this out. Wavy. Straight wavy. It looks good. Put a little fence gate right there. And then we're going to put in our door on this side to get us to our flower garden. Come out. Yeah. I like it. That looks really wavy, really, really good. Now all we got to do is add in all our windows, our final details on all of our walls, and the final details on that there chimney on the outside. Get this thing looking proper. And after about another 2 hours of work, we finally got all the finer details put into this thing. Here is our little flower yard right here. I don't know why I just glitched out. We got our flowers all set up with our nice curvature in them walls. I'm really impressed with the curvature in them walls. It's almost like using a quarter block. Our chimney came out good. We added a lot of detail into that chimney. Here's our back wall. I like the way that the diorite looks. Just kind of sets that off. Our chimney got a lot of detail into it, a lot of blocks there. We did not have enough stained glass to finish that up. We'll worry about that another time. Let's go check out our side wall. Looking pretty good. Once again, we got them angled diorite walls there with the quarter block, just giving it a nice slope. We got these nice brick window frames, and we went for the crimson trap doors on the inside just to fill out those windows a little bit and kind of like a crag kind of look at the bottom right there. And then for the piece de resistance, we already seen the front and how those walls just curve in and out just looks absolutely beautiful. With the yard there, this thing looks super natural, exactly what we were looking for. For the interior, we didn't get much done yet, and there's a reason for that, because we're going to do a whole episode on interior design, probably our next episode. But for now, this thing came working out really, really, really good. We got all our flowers in here, everything we need. We're just going to go ahead and make up some concrete powder real quick, and we're going to make some TNT because we have another project we're going to start here before we're done. And that door on the other side of this, I'm probably going to do with the diorite. And there is our grader shack all set up. We got our path put in going through here. I did forget to put the farmland in there. That's something we'll get in between episodes. Let's take a walk up our new freshly laid staircase, check out our paths here and our little door to our grader shack. And we have us our concrete machine. So let's go ahead and throw our concrete powder in here. Just give it a trial run and just run all 8 pieces out, and that should push. Yep, that works just fine. Now we can just make stacks and stacks and stacks of concrete very easily, very efficiently. And coming out here, we knocked out this house on the side. We put some staircases up, got our paths all in. We're going to connect this up too, probably in between episodes. And we smoothed out that hill after we took out that house right there. Now let's take a little trip to the top of our second staircase and our path that we've put all the way to the top here. We managed to keep that farm, and we managed to keep this fence up here. We're going to go ahead and restore these houses. I just need a couple doors and cobblestone and some windows. Then we're going to extend this road probably out towards the Stony Peaks over there later on in the project. But for right now, we're gonna build a mine over here, and I want kind of like to start out with just a hole that goes all the way down to pretty much diamond level. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go about 10 blocks high. I'm gonna create a nice little clock here that gives us a little space. I'm gonna throw some TNT in here, and we're just gonna let this thing do its job. All we got to do is hang out and wait, and within a little bit, this machine is going to dig us a hole the whole way to the bottom of the world. We can just fly down there with our Elytra when we want to get diamonds. Hopefully, there's some caves down there we can explore with the new update. Should have diamonds down there. But either way, that's going to do it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. We'll see you later.